Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tarnation TV is the YouTube channel. And this right here is going to be the race for this evening. But we should just run a standard screen like we always do. My name is Blaine. Hey, Brad, what's happening, man?
Hey, bud. Just gonna call this recap race.
Number 5.
The second or third one we've done. The live replay.
Basically, last Saturday we were unavailable to call this race live, so just Shake and Bake season number 3 at Talladega Nights. We are commissioned to call those races live. We were unable to do so, so we will give you the lickety-split version, a little bit, some recap. 66 laps on the clock. I guess we can just jump right into it.
Let's fire it up. 3 times on the fuel. Same old, same old.
Nope, 2. Guess it's the car race. Yeah, trucks are 3.
Oh, 2 times.
Cars are 2.
And the quickest way to find out something is not to ask the question, is to state a fact. And I just learned. So
if you're going to get learnt. So here's the start of the race. I guess we waste no time. And the green flag is in the air.
And that handlebar mustache on the official, he's taking this very serious.
And our camera guy, we actually were only able to hire one.
He does a really good job, though.
He's good, but he's here, and he can't really go anywhere else. So we're going to get to watch the whole entire race from this perspective.
It's like you're sitting in the front row.
Yeah, you're standing on top of the fence, yeah.
Oh, boy. When those cars come around, this is going to be awesome.
We can ask him to climb down. He climbed down.
Oh, he just jumped down.
He just jumped down.
Hopefully he's not going to go on the track. That would be...
He could if he wanted to. So the whole race will be filmed from this one angle. Oh, here they come.
Come on.
This is the first lap.
And look at that. There was somebody who was definitely in first.
Now, yep, somebody was definitely in first. Leader. And if we wait another 54 seconds, they're going to come back around again.
It's amazing. This is like being at a race.
This is exactly what you want from Tarnation TV. You probably want this.
Get into it.
Currently in the lead, Grant Wesley, followed by Ken Roberts and Greg Lovell and Rodney Sellens and Mark Paglia, your top 5.
Since it's more than just a game, it's a simulator, we were decided to give you the real racing van simulator. That's
the thing.
We're in section 42, row 8. Yep. And we just plunk our camera in the crowds and then watch us. Oh man, look like something exciting happened over there. On a track this big, I wonder how difficult it would be to see something like a crash on the far side of the track.
Yeah, I mean Talladega is a monster, and it is super famous because it is a monster. I am curious, like if you actually went to an event, and there's guys in this league who have been to this track.
Oh, I'm sure.
What are we looking at here?
Is it, you got to get the binoculars out if you're because the stands, it looks like they're fairly one-sided here, right? Is that how, they have the grandstands here, and then the rest of the track is just largely open. I mean, it's a substantial grandstand if they've mapped it accurately. Look at how far that goes around the track. So I guess they give you a good portion of it.
I'm thinking if it's 3/4 of a mile of grandstands, they probably wouldn't need much more. They can probably fit 100,000 people in that front straightaway, and then you got all the campers and the RVs and everything else.
I don't think until this very moment, looking at that, considering the stadium size, of actually paying attention from that view, I'm like, that is an impossibly huge stadium.
Yeah.
That seems
gargantuan.
I'm like, okay, here it starts, and it just keeps, it's like one of those trains. How long could this train be? And it just keeps going.
It
starts here, never ends. And then you couldn't hold your breath to the end of it, because as fast as these guys are going, those just keep going on and on and on and on. Here's some more.
Yeah. How many more fans can we stuff into this place?
Yeah, what is the seating? You know what? I don't think I asked you that. Do you know what it is?
I do not know.
Capacity?
That would
I'll pull it up here.
That would be a Google question.
That is. Let me.
The front row here is staying tight. Not a whole lot of movement early. Everybody just sort of stacks together, and This is a great camera angle down the back straightaway. You can actually see how close these guys will get to each other to push. Back half of the pack there looks like it's fanned out a little bit.
All right.
Lots of space,
So,
but we got some Talladega, Alabama statistics.
Got some numbers for you. The grandstand capacity is 80,000 people. I honestly thought it would have been more. I thought, looking at the size of that, I would have said maybe close to...
I was way off.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe close to 2. It says, though, 175,000 spectators can fit, with the main grandstand capacity being 80,000.
Gotcha.
So
Wow,
I guess
really?
those people... I don't know. I want to call it the infield. What would it be called in NASCAR? I don't know. Is there a word for the... Is it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to account for the people infield and perhaps outfield, too, where they sell, like, the camper spots, right? So that's the whole other side. I didn't consider that, too. All, like, the RV spots along there. If
That's why it's like an extra
like
50,000 spots for people to come in their own vehicles and camp there for the weekend. And it's a whole lifestyle.
Seems like it'd be a real fun, like, shindig to go to. I seem like that would be something
Nice
like
push
just
there.
to grab a whole bunch of beers and just head down to something like that. I think that would be a lot of fun.
It would be great. Yeah, even if you're not like a NASCAR fan, it would still be just a wild weekend. It would be so cool.
Right. Well, yeah, it's a good atmosphere. Everyone having fun, drinking some beers, watching some racing, and I think it's like one of those things. Even if you're not a NASCAR fan, I think if you're there watching it, I think it'd be hard not to be impressed by the sheer velocity of these vehicles. Like, like just being there, the noise, seeing them like in person going fast. Sometimes like watching it on TV versus watching it in life. But you go and see, I don't really care to watch basketball. But if I was like, hey, you want to go see a basketball game? I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. Like,
Let's check it out, yeah.
So
like, I don't even
I
like
think
baseball, but I've been to a Jays game, and it was cool. They beat the Orioles like 15-5, so that was really fun.
right? If you're there, it's an experience. It's
Yeah.
more than the sum of its parts. I think, like, if you get it all together.
Well, even like the pro wrestling thing, you know, you watch a little bit on TV here and there or whatever, and then it's like, oh, hey, they're coming to town. You're like, really? I wonder what that would be like live. And then you pay $15 for a seat, and you get in there.
Exactly.
It's an absolute riot.
Yeah, even that's just as much as I haven't watched hockey in a while too, getting off of racing, but we got tickets to a hockey game, AHL hockey game a few weeks back, the Abbotsford Canucks, and even the kids that had never really watched much hockey at all because they just kind of missed a lot of that because I wasn't watching it, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, they all had a blast, and so NASCAR, hockey, whatever it is, I think just to get out there and enjoy some live events and
Concerts, of
That'd be so
course,
cool.
no brainer with concerts. It's the same vibe, so much better in person, no matter what it is.
right.
Even if
Some
you're not a
bands
fan,
that you didn't
give it a
think you
shot.
like or you didn't even know. Then you're like, hey, you know what? Those guys are actually pretty good live. I didn't like them on the radio, but heck of a band. They kick out the tunes.
Well, we went to
Everyone's
see
driving
Clutch
so
one.
clean.
Yeah, we went to see Clutch one time, and I was like, "Oh, cool! Like
Look at that
Seven Dust
line.
was opening for them." And
Yeah.
Shelly's like, "Who's Seven Dust?" I'm like, "Oh, you'll know who they are. Like they're like a radio heavy metal band. I don't really listen to them, but I would never go see them live. But the fact that they were opening for Clutch was great. They came out
Right.
and blew the place up. Like, oh, I'd have heard these guys before. I'm like, yeah, I knew you did.
I know that tune.
And it was cool because, I would never go see Seven Dust, but hey, if they're touring with Clutch, sign me up.
Those front three are awfully close.
And they race together a lot. Wesley, Roberts,
guess-
Lovell, and Sullins, and Paglia
I was
too.
gonna say, there's not much to say other than sit back and listen to our rabbling about random things because these guys are driving like pros and you'd be like, stats, here's some lap stats, here we are. But for this first bit, I'm like, oh man.
I'm checking
this is
out
like
some of
looking
these
at a
cars
painting.
here.
What-
Carroll's
what
got a
could you
different
say?
car every week. I'm looking for
Yeah,
the
what's he
Wrangler
got-
car, and
what's
now
he
it's
driving tonight?
the beige Second Amendment. He had the blue one last
Oh,
week.
okay.
He's got 2 or 3
Mixing
cars
it up.
out. Yeah. Trying to get a third line started there. Randy Waugh behind him. Lovell behind him. The 82 of Hagley, is that correct? Yes, it is. 200 miles an hour. You bring that little bar down at the top of the screen. So if you want to see what gear they're in, lap statistics on the current driver selected, and of course the speed is always the most fun. The end of this straightaway, I'm guessing 200 and 201.
What
199,
What are the pit
200,
windows in here?
201. It's
17?
flicking. Yes,
Oh.
the window will open at lap 17, and we'll probably start seeing them. Some strategy comes into play around lap 17, but they can go 20 until they're like out of gas, 20, 22-ish, depending on how much they're clutching and conserving fuel.
Right.
Tire's not really going to be an issue. It's always a fuel game, which is high speed. Like Jeff and I were talking about this track and how it's like, it's a race, but it's almost like a battle. Like it's a war, because you really have to be concentrating the whole time. It's easy for us to sit up here and watch these guys drive, but like right here, you'll see it, how close they all are coming down this back straightaway. And if there's any kinks.
Right. And just say that who's going to make that play, right? So now you're going for that bottom line. And okay, obviously they're working together.
Yep.
I'm assuming because that was a little too tight for just a coincidence. But yeah, okay, a few more guys bringing down to the bottom.
It's possible
to drive this like that.
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying about that. Like it's like the battle is so much. You have to have everything planned out. Okay, I'm gonna try and stay. You either want to be in the front if you can get it and avoid the wrecks, or be hanging. I would probably be hanging back to the last 2/3 of the cars in the last third, waiting for an almost inevitable smash up, or just to buy myself a time because I wouldn't trust myself on that. So I could see when you're saying the strategy, there's a lot of planning going on. Okay, we're gonna pit, react on the fly, and then having an adaptive strategy too, right? So you go, okay, well the wheels just what's that Mike Tyson saying? Everyone's got a plan till you get punched in the mouth.
Right. Yeah. Everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. That's how Mike Tyson would have said it.
That's exactly it. That's why.
I see he's training guys now. Oh, Hewlett to the bottom. Is that Hewlett 23? Yeah, Doug Hewlett.
That was a pretty, was an aggressive little push, but he saw it in the mirror. He's like, I don't mind if I snatch that spot.
It's possible that they might be looking for that bottom line here coming up to lap number 15, trying to just kind of claim that space if they need to get to the pits. Still about 5 laps likely out until pits, but...
Like, for those on the top line, I feel like that's super bold. But I guess there's not a lot of places for them to go right now, too, especially when it's getting close to pit time like that. I'm already, I think, like, I'm, even a few laps ago, I'm like, I might be looking towards the bottom just to make sure that I got some room. But again,
that's the thing, you start trying to shove. This is the time to start sort of shuffling to where you want to be. You know, they're not really racing each other right now. They're all looking at that, well, I guess we can go radio voice. Well, they're all kind of looking at that fuel telemetry, trying to figure out how far they could go and where they need to be.
Right you are, Blaine. You know what's funny here right now is the fact that 22 is in fact following number 23. Numerical laughs here on the Tarnation TV.
The fact that these guys like running sequential numbering is phenomenal. It's actually part of the strategy. It gets you better gas mileage right there. I bet you that's the number 21.
Oh, he's always at 27.
Almost.
Look at that. They are in order.
Yep. They are actually. Yeah. This is a theme today. You know what?
Yeah, exactly.
I think Billy Elliser needs to jump down in front of the 27 there, the 26 car, if you know what I'm saying to you.
If he jumps down in front, then all chaos. We need like at least 28 or higher.
Yeah, nobody's allowed to move down anymore because you're like number 105, bro. See, they've all straightened it up. They're probably trying to find a slot here.
Yep.
Currently focused on Hewlett. Kind of just gives us the best view of the entire field. They sort of try to stay like maybe 8 to 10 cars back. It make sure everybody gets some screen time. And sometimes you're that guy where we just lock onto you.
Yeah, and sometimes you get the Tarnation TV curse.
That's it.
Pray that we don't put you on the box art. Tonight's
that's the worst.
Of the game is we're gonna start a race early.
Oh no!
Our pick of the game.
Yeah.
Sorry.
lap 6. Camshaft failure. Currently focused on the 43 STP car there of Bob Factoids. Dixon, Bob, and Tom like to pit early. They like to start their sequence early. So let's see if this plays true this evening. Bob will probably be going to the pits first. That's why I've locked on to him.
All right. Oh, a couple of people still staying out. Oh, no, they were not breaking out. They're going for that third line.
Mm-hmm. Lap number 17 currently. We are on it. If Fuel mileage usually around 20-ish laps or so. We always say the window opens at 17 because depending on your strategy, Bob, I do believe, likes to pit early. That way you're not pitting with like 20 other guys. You take the risk of getting run into or running into someone because everybody's got different braking patterns. The front 5-6 guys right there, I mean, they're all very familiar with each other, so they probably know what each other like to do, where they like to slam the brakes on, if they want to go in hot. Just going to give those guys space. Oh, wow. Bob's not the only one going down there early today, is he, Brad?
No, we have a few more. Right you are, Blaine. We got
a little bit of a
079.
Yeah, he was going in at the line there about 65, but he got it slowed down below 55, so it might actually even up. So it is Bob Dixon, Nick Balser, Gary Mingus, Tom Dixon in the 45, and Andrew Miller in the 47. Andrew Miller of Top Dragster, fellow broadcaster extraordinaire, in the 47 Powerade machine. Came into the pits behind Tom, I do believe, and is now able to get off in front. Because we are in replay mode, I've shown you this before, we do have some different camera angles we can utilize.
That's right.
So let's go for a fly on the little drone cam.
Holy smokes.
Because everybody's pitting.
I'd be invested in that jetpack.
Dun, 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 dun. Pitting with a guy who has been smoking marijuana on the drone. Oh, yeah. Greg sent us the replay. Thanks, Greg. We get to see your pit crew. Because Greg sent us the replay, he's the only pit crew we're going to actually be able to see. You know what? Let's...
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, we've got some calamity on pit road. We're going to park this camera right here so we can get back to that one later. Holy moly. All right, 1 second. There is some shenanigans going on right here. We're going to drop the camera right here.
You were just talking about that, before the pit stop there. Going, hey, who's got the ideas to get in there before it gets too busy? And
that was, again, those first 4 or 5 guys went in there and they wouldn't have been part of this. Sort of taking a long look at pit road here. Greg gets off clean. Somebody got around. Oh, there it happens there. They're 4 wide.
And then,
so let's see. That looks like Randy Waugh. I guess I can put up replay mode. We're in replay mode right now.
We can zoom right in. Enhance.
Yeah. Yeah, like CSI, yeah. Is it Randy Waugh? Yes, it is Randy Waugh. Get a better camera angle here.
I'm looking in the reflection of the pit crew's eyes, and I see who caused the accident. And I just need to enhance that. Oh.
He gets into Billy. Billy gets into the 043 of Level. Level gets into Heiser and gets turned into the grass. The pit lane is wide, but not 4 wide, apparently.
No.
Then the conditions will stay green.
Man,
How did Randy lose his trunk?
I think he may have pulled it off pre-race. I'm not saying something's afoot, but
it'll rewind it.
I didn't see any.
Oh, okay. They removed
but even
it.
Still,
so he hit something. Or got run into, maybe. Push. Yeah. Oh, right there. Oh, okay.
We're asleep at the wheel.
We're in drone cam.
Drone cam didn't capture the intricacies of this accident from across the way. Oh, so just a hard break for the pit.
He was fine.
He got spun.
He's just a little bit too close there, and the back damage shows up right there, yeah.
Yeah, you might as well rip it off and...
Yeah, it won't pass post-race tech inspection because it will be a lot lighter than when it came into the race. Therefore, you are cheating, sir.
That's all right. We'll keep it between us. We'll edit this part out.
Yeah, we're just going to cut this. Don't worry about it. Cut that bumper off, Randy. Cut it off.
Yeah.
I bet she's going to do it.
Right. We can fix it in post.
Yeah. Sans bumper. Roll Tide.
Bumper Expelliarmus. Like a Harry Potter curse.
Vamonos. Just, I love how they cut it off and they just drop it on the track.
Right. Oh, right. And then some more bumping. So, do you think in that point, whoever pulled out and got into the side there, were they driving in cockpit mode, do you think? Because otherwise, you would have to be able to see them. I can't think of how else you would be able to see them.
That's tough.
Or hood mode, maybe. Hood camera. Like, I'm guessing it wasn't like a... Because they just, like, obviously just, they cranked it out to get on to the... back out of the pits, but it wasn't like... I'm guessing they drove with the purpose of getting in there, like they wouldn't have if they had seen them, I guess, where they actually looked.
Yeah,
right?
I think even if it doesn't really matter, the review mirror is kind of the same on every view. I wonder why the yellow came out a second time. The yellow didn't come out on that. I'm just trying to find the time of yellow.
The yellow
here.
might not have come out in the first one because everyone was still in the pits, right?
Yeah. First, if it happens on pit road, the yellow will not come out.
No, or if they're below the line, right?
Sitting in Gary Mingus's car here, trying to find out when those lights go off. Everybody's slowing down there, so it looks like that might have been... Yellow's out for a while. Okay, there it is there. We're still in the pit sequence here because Gary's all by himself. There's the yellow there. So maybe somebody was in the track in the racing line. Oh, yep. Keith Bynum getting around on the front straightaway there, the tri-oval, Brad. We're going to go back here to see what happened.
The tri-oval, you say?
What is that car doing? That is Ulysses Sandoval. Only doing 140 miles an hour in the middle of the track.
Engine problem on it?
I don't know.
Gearbox.
Oh, he disappeared. Oh, no. Okay.
Oh.
It's an internet issue. See how the car is doing 185.
Yep.
Disappears right here.
Yep.
So he probably on his screen now that everybody's gone. So he actually started slowing down. Because then when his car comes back, he's about 30 mile an hour slower than he was. Drops all the way down to second gear. And then these guys have nowhere to go. That's unfortunate for Ulysses.
That sucks.
Yeah, the internet puked out on him. That is not fun. So, we'll follow the pace car.
Reliable internet should be a right of every person, along with some fresh water and a place to stay.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. We'll just fast forward this until everybody stacks up.
Don't have to be big, just a little internet pod. Fresh water, bathroom, roof over your head.
Yeah.
High-speed internet.
High-speed internet, you gotta be specific.
Reliable high-speed internet. Like,
great Scott,
all these telecom companies...
Gotta get back to the future.
They've been giving out money from the governments, Canadian, American governments, all this money to build infrastructure, and they just put it in their pockets and be like, yeah, we'll get fiber out to the middle of the, the central states at some point, and then they don't roll them out, or like places that really need it that are like, even here, like if you go 20 minutes past my place, we're in some deep bush, and even there where there's fiber optics, so
yeah, right.
Hopefully we start seeing more of that, because that sucks, and you have like, yeah, like,
well, he lives in like Boston or New Jersey or something, so he's in a big center. Like he's not rural. Yeah, I remember him saying he was in Jersey or something. So it's probably just a hiccup.
Maybe just one of those things. Yeah.
Yeah, like
somebody was microwaving some popcorn.
Yeah, you know what?
I told you not to run the microwave when I'm racing.
Ma, didn't I tell you? When I'm racing, the internet's sensitive.
It messes up the Wi-Fi.
Yep. Pro tip: don't use Wi-Fi.
It's just stop. Exactly. Plug your stuff in. All right.
So restarting at 26. So that'll be about what?
So gassed up, I'm guessing, and
36:45-ish. Probably looking, if they go green, mid 40s for the next pit cycle. Greg Level in front there, getting the jump. Moving to the high side. Ken Huntsbury on the inside in the New York Yankees car. That's me with my Boston accent for some reason.
it's Boston, New York. Them damn Yankees.
Yeah. I guess if you want to talk like this, you sound more like Brooklyn, New York, right? Is that what Brooklyn, New York sounds like?
Maybe.
I think so. I just do a Peter Steele impression. I just listen to too much typo negative, and they're from Brooklyn, so. If I'm going to talk like that, and you know what I mean? Let's do this thing. Let's go racing.
The Beastie Boys from Brooklyn?
Probably.
I don't know how much I've heard them talk, though. I've heard them rap a bunch, but I don't think I've heard them talk a whole lot.
I love the Beastie Boys. It's so cool how they were on Def Jam Records with all like the gangster rappers, and they're like 3 Jewish kids from like the Bronx or Manhattan or wherever they were from. It just made no sense, but they were so good it didn't matter, right? Like,
did you ever hear any of their actual punk stuff?
Oh, they were punk rock.
They were punk originally, like they were hardcore punk rockers.
I can hear it in a lot of their stuff because it did bleed in.
Yeah,
right?
even the early stuff with like the guitar riffs and like
Sabotage,
No Sleep Till Brooklyn or Sabotage, right? But yeah, they were just like
Greg going to the third line. That's stacking up, and away we go.
Shoot. Okay, what was happening there? But yeah, anyways, I'm not sure what their accents, but yeah, they used to be punk rockers.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it fits so well. Like what they did with the hip hop thing was great.
Oh, there's an uneven tap there.
A bad bump in the corner, yeah.
Oh, so far though, everyone.
I don't know. How did
No.
that even happen? That stack up happened. There's a lot of room in front of Hewlick. And he had to lift a little bit because up front, and then Gary bumped him. Nowhere to go. Flaps are up. Keep the car down. That didn't happen to me yesterday because the old 88s don't have flaps.
No.
Nate hard into the wall.
Oh.
That's unfortunate. So this is the lead pack here, coming back around to collect the pace car. The yellow flag will be out. These guys are still doing around top speed. They dropped about 20 mile an hour, as you can see from the top there. You'll catch the pace car on the back straightaway. They'll fan out and probably go into the pits again. Currently showing Ken Huntsbury in the 066 in first place. Bonus points for Ken. There's the pace car.
How many do we have racing tonight?
36.
Oh. Whoa, no.
36. What? In the dark.
Yeah, back that up.
Just happened there. We're just gonna back that up a little bit. We're gonna back that up.
What the what?
What in the
That was
what?
aggressive.
Okay, 1 second. That was Farrell, one of my favorite paint jobs. I mean, all these paint jobs are awesome. He just locked up the brakes and lost control. And then got pushed by... Craig was hard on the brakes, too. He barely even hit him. And the car went flying.
Right, like it was...
Like, Craig almost has that... He has that car stopped. He's going 50 miles an hour when he hits him. It just sends him for a loop.
That was, they were some... a very liberal helping of physics there.
You want to see... We can play with our drone cam. Where's the accident? Over here? Oh, I've got to get that off here. Okay. It was on the back street, wasn't it? Hello?
I could honestly tell you I don't know.
Right there.
Wow. Look
Got
at
him. I like doing stuff like this. That's a pretty cool stance, right? That's a very nice photo, Mr. Farrell. So we're going to lock the camera right there.
Just like some Lightning McQueen stuff. Oh.
And then we're going to be like, Hey, Bobby, can we get a photo op, bro? No problem, guys. Dun, 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 dun.
That's got YouTube Shorts written all over it. This is
That
the kind
might
of quality.
be one. This is the
This is
high
the kind
caliber.
of quality content you can expect from Tarnation TV.
I'm giving away all my secrets. How
Exactly.
I film
How do
those
you
trailers.
make it look so good?
Yeah, how do you
It's
film
like-
those trailers? How do you get the car to land right in front of the camera? I'm like, you don't. You wait for the car to stop, and you put the camera in front of it. You hit rewind.
Exactly.
The 82 of Craig
You know
Hagley.
what? Nobody asked how Picasso paints
Nope.
or how Chef Boyardee makes the meatball, so just keep dazzling us with your brilliance, and we'll be all right.
Yeah. And mind your own business. Find your own lane and stay in it. Looks like everybody's going
Exactly.
down to pit lane. Speaking of lanes,
Don't
what do we
steal
look
my
like?
stuff.
There's our faces. This evening's commentators, Blaine and Brown, are in black and white on your screen because it hides the imperfections. High key contrast.
And the horrid signs of aging.
Yeah.
Shadow. The shadows hide the bags under my eyes, and when they don't, then that's what sunglasses are for.
Right. I look really cool in
sleep.
sunglasses and a full face
I'll
mask.
sleep. I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Right. Oh, he slid right in there. Perfect.
Oof. Oh, yikes.
Randy's car is not in good condition right now.
No. Is he going to be okay for that pit stop?
I was more interested in maybe catch. We got to use pit road camera 2 to get, or did I move it? No, I didn't. Pit road camera 1.
Oh, okay.
Because Greg was kind enough to send us the replay of the race, he's the only pit crew we get to actually see do the work.
Right. Thanks, Greg, for that. That's awesome.
Yeah, the player who saves the replay, they're the only team. But yeah, you were talking about Randy there. Let's
I just
back
didn't know
that
on
up
that
to
that
Randy.
he was 90 degrees to the wall there. Came in, obviously, it was a little bit slick there. But I don't, if because he's in the box still, will they be able, there's no reason that he can get to his tires.
You know what?
I just didn't know if there was
or is
if there was
he?
a technicality behind it.
Yeah, no, he would have to be straight. The crew chief right now is probably yelling at him to straighten it up.
Oh, okay.
He just gets
Oh,
tagged
I
by
didn't see he got.
Carol.
I did,
Carol.
yeah, from the first glance, I thought it had just he just tapped the brakes a bit much and then got a little away.
And now he's got to wait for pit road to clear so he can back up and get a better angle. You don't want to back out into anybody either, right?
Oh man,
That's
I'm
brutal.
sure
I mean,
he's
it's under
saying,
yellow, so he's just going to be at the
Golly
back.
gee.
At least he won't lose the draft. That sucks. He was just about in the box too, and then he got spun around. Back it up a little bit more, and the boys will come out and take care of that.
there he goes.
So the 67 car currently being built in first place, and that would be Garland Oaks. Apparently not, though, because now he's at the back. So Garland clearly pitted, but we'll stay stuck on him. Anyway, Dr. Pepper sponsorship on the 67 Toyota Camry. This break brought to you in part by Dr. Pepper and Mr. Oaks himself. He actually paid us to say his name 6 times. So, Oaks, Oaks, Oaks.
Yeah, there. You can't never say you didn't get your money's worth.
No,
Here's
you
a
got
freebie.
your, you
Oops.
got your 6, Garland.
I just gave him a free one there, so yeah.
Yeah.
Let it not be said we're nothing but generous.
Yes. Yeah, I painted that Gravedigger car back there, and that does look like a marijuana leaf on the hood. That was a total fluke, because the car was green and I needed more black.
Right?
And why not put pointy
Now
horns?
it just needs more
Yeah.
Doritos.
Yes. And sody pop of your choosing, which will probably end up being Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. That's my go-to.
It is liquid sugar.
No, yeah, if I'm going to grab a soda pop, it's going to be Dr. Pepper.
So, Brad,
Or
because
root
this
beer.
segment is sponsored in part by Garland Oaks and 67 and Dr. Pepper, soda pop itself, have you tried the cream soda? version of Dr. Pepper.
I don't even think I knew that it existed until you just told me about it.
Yeah, me neither. I believe it's only a United States of America thing, but I found it in Blessington, Ontario.
They have some fantastical flavors down in the States that we do not have up here.
Man, my buddy sent me a text message of like the Oreo cookie aisle, and there's like 15 different kinds. We've got 3.
You want like oh man, and they're literally like 30 to 40 different types of Pop-Tarts versus our 4 or 5 that we have. Maybe the odd time we get the odd special flavor. At no point in any store have I ever seen more than 6 different Pop-Tart brands.
That's the
Unless
thing,
it's like a specialty candy shop that they have a couple around town, and they have all the wild flavors. But yeah, you go down there, it's like, who put the flavor embargo on Canada? Was it because of Justin Bieber? We apologized already. We're sorry.
We apologized for him, Nickelback, and Shania Twain. At least she's good looking.
We sent you, who we sent you? Ryan Reynolds, Seth Green. We sent you some good trades. We should be more than fair. Martin Short, absolutely. Right?
We didn't send you Cheech and Chong, but we did send you Chong.
Please start delivering the goods. And we'll send you some ketchup chips. Because that's the one thing they don't have.
We'll take Jim Carrey back.
Can you believe that? Can you believe there's no ketchup chips in the States?
We do have that.
That boggles my mind. Of all the, because I mean, again, chips, there's flavors, Mountain Dew, everything they get is like 100 times more than we. Just like whatever you got left, just ship it up north. Those sons of biscuits will be just happy to have anything. And so we've only just recently, like, to get the Baja Blast, the kids like that one. That one's all like a bluey green sugar drink.
Which one's
anyways,
this?
I digress. It's called it's a Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Ooh.
Yeah, for some more sugary goodness.
Speaking of sugary goodness, the 85 car of Josh 2, currently in 30th. How do you like that segue? It made no sense.
Ooh, what's he driving, the Mountain Dew?
Nope, Josh's eggs.
Oh, I was going to go into like another pop car or something.
Nope,
that was the transition.
I couldn't find one. I was looking.
That's all right. That reminds me of whenever my youngest son, he learned of puns from his brothers, and so, but he didn't know anything but terrible food related puns. And so no matter what the joke was or what the awful pun or dad joke was at the table,
right?
And then he's like, oh man, wasn't that excellent?
Oh my
and then it didn't have nothing to do with nothing, right? And then he immediately followed by, I've got a dozen more of those.
Oh my goodness.
And he just lost his mind every time, thinking he was the most clever person because he could throw some puns down with his brothers. And it's like, yeah, see? And then now, yeah, it just...
Whoa,
now it's
aggressive
just, look what you
lane change. Yeah, it's created a monster. Aggressive lane change from the bottom line to the top, and he made it work. And the 043
it almost got away from him there.
Yeah, man. They left space,
at least it looked like from this angle.
A little bit of bobble weeble right there. Bobble weeble, that's a new word. Another big bob up front by Sullins.
I'll allow it. Nice tap in the middle there for that push.
Sullins and Palmer. Huntsbury slides back down into the middle line. Lovell on the bottom, followed by Bob Dixon. Wesley strong in first.
On the bottom for that push down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they need some more help on the bottom if they want to get that line moving. Ken Huntsbury in the 66 up front there, jumped out of line.
Yeah, no, it's funny watching it shift the pattern from this view, especially.
It's great.
They look like, okay, it's a line in the front and then like 3 in the back and a blob. It's
a gap
like
there for Huntsbury now. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it is, I guess we've said it before, this isn't the most like theatrically appealing camera angle, but it really does show you these lines and how things can change so quick. Ken again got bumped out of that middle line and he's sliding back even more. Pat McCarsky in that purple car. Greg Lovell has abandoned the bottom line. Bob Dixon and Larry Wyndham have been left down there to fend for themselves. Grant Wesley at the front.
Halfway through the race.
Yeah, that top 6 or 7 cars really has not changed this entire run. Wesley just knows how to stay in first.
Well, and like I say, they've got the cars dialed in. Their driving styles are dialed in clearly. Look at, I mean, that line is super tight. What can you say? Look at, there's probably, what are they, 12, 15 deep? Just no big deal. 200 mile an hour.
Actually, 198.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. Again, the fastest way to find out is not to ask, I swear.
Well, about 2 miles an hour actually makes a difference, right?
Oh no!
What
happened there? Everybody was so clean.
That didn't happen. This is not the wreck you're looking for.
We'll take that out in editing.
Let's see that again in an instant replay. And again, the Tarnation TV curse, even though this race already happened, Josh 2, who I cannot seem to find on my list here. I thought he was like an 80 car. Isn't he like 80 something?
Oh,
there he is, 85.
There he is.
We talk about a guy and then they crash, even in a replay. This happened 4 days ago. Shenanigans ensue momentarily. Just be patient. Here it comes. 3 wide.
Yeah.
And the middle lane.
Did he get tapped?
He did, by the 23, I do believe.
It was so subtle.
Mm-hmm.
At least from that angle. I'd not say that it wasn't warranted, but it didn't look like...
Yeah, there's a lot of space out there, and the 23 just kind of had that middle line. They were just kind of fighting for that lane. And Josh lost.
Kind of I'd say that's almost a toss-up, I guess, unless you could see, like, zoom in to see whose wheel was, like, aggressively moving to who, but it almost looked like just they're both trying to occupy the same space, and then that happened. Like, I almost, not for picking fault for anything, but just to see, like, who did what.
Let's see if, You think Josh has got time for a photo op? Hey Josh, pose for a picture, will you? Be a doll. Don't mind if I do. Dun 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 dun. So just in case you want that for your desktop, Josh, we'll get that yellow flag up in the air. Just take a screenshot of that. You're welcome.
Sorry first of all, sorry for the Tarnation TV curse. But then you're welcome for that. Totally redeemed yourself.
At Josh's Eggs 15 on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. Hit it like you mean it. The 85 Dodge Challenger Josh 2. Wonder who painted that car. That's pretty slick looking.
Yeah. That's did you paint that chicken?
No, it doesn't look like a Sullins paint either. That doesn't look like a Rodney style. I'm gonna see if they have to cut the back of that car off. I mean, if they do, oh, he's not going in the pits. He might not want to. He might not have wanted to get lapped actually, because he was kind of sitting still for a while. So they might have been gaining on him. Just gonna do a fast forward replay of this. It's a great thing about Tarnation TV. When we do a recap of a race that already happened, we can fast forward. Yeah, that's probably why he didn't pit that last time around.
Oh yeah, look, they pulled his bumper right back out. Did
they? Love
that animation. Yeah.
Well, they did.
It just went from being like a short bus to some junk in the trunk. Like it just like popped right out.
We're gonna see that.
This is when you're not doing squats. And then all of a sudden you start doing some squats and you get some gains. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're going to get that cake.
Yeah, so they got they got to get the wheels on first before they start working on body damage.
Right? This is like, that's not a bad car. Like, oh my. That car, have you been working out, car?
I like what you've done with the place. That is funny.
I didn't know we were having cake.
Yeah.
My word.
This is the hurry up and go speed. We've got here the lights are off, so they will be going green this time around. He's working his way back to the pack. And as the boys and girls get sorted out, we're going to do a super blitz to the front of the pack here, where we find Ken Roberts, Rodney Sellens, Ken Hunsbury, and Grant Wesley with lane choice in first place, restarting on the bottom line. The NOS Energy orange and blue. Excellent paint scheme there, too. So simple. But you know what?
Right.
Effective.
Even the number 38 with the American, like the stars and stripes, like the colors on that are just amazing. Like it's so well done.
Oh, the Black Rifle Coffee. Yeah, that's Rodney Sellens himself. So he definitely painted that car. He painted half the cars in the field, I think.
Oh, for sure. No, there's like the Mountain Dew one is like the contrast of the paint, but that one.
Well, those are both Rodney's cars. Rodney's driving the 38, and he painted the 55 and the 56.
No, for sure. You could see it. You could tell there's the level of care that goes into it, but and finding the colors that just pop, so contrast like that, the red and the blue, the orange and the green. Yeah.
And see, Rodney actually, I don't know if you saw, well, no, it was during the ALS race. We did an interview with Rodney, and he actually painted a real car. The Habana Brisk.
Makes sense, right?
Raced at Talladega, yep. He sent me pictures. He was standing on the war wagon in the pits of the car that he painted during the race in an Xfinity race. Craziness.
No doubt.
And you know how they found him?
To be able to do both is insane. No, how's that?
They saw his renders from this game on his Facebook page.
No shit.
Yep.
See, to me, it's twofold impressive. I mean, to be able to paint anything, like I'm an amateur painter when it comes to models and stuff like that. I'm very, very entry, like learning still. But then you see someone who can like paint with an airbrush and do the graphics like that. That blows me away. That just being able to have such fine control over the airbrushing. I'm assuming that's how they're doing it, or even painting, however it is. So masking it off, painting it, doing all that stuff blows me away. But then you can apply that to doing it digitally as well. Yeah. And for me, that's almost like trying to do it with boxing gloves on now, because here's the thing you know how to do, but now try and do it through this mouse, or maybe if you're lucky you got like a drawing tablet or something, which are pretty cool. But
I think you just got
like
Photoshop.
To do both it seems wild to me too.
And I think he mentioned that the team had a guy who could take the flat that works in this game that wraps to these cars and actually apply it to an actual wrap that would go on a real car. Because that's all they would do. They just print one big sticker and then they just wrap the car with it. Of course,
right? Done. I assumed they were painted. Are the NASCAR's wraps then?
They're wrapped, yeah. They used to be painted. Back in the old days, they paint them, but now they wrap them.
It didn't even dawn on me. Like, you just say you're making the skin for the car, of course. Yeah.
So he can make it he would for this, and then they would implement that into a real life situation and print the wrap and then wrap the car.
Did he paint the car, or did he paint the car with the wrap to get it done?
Oh, sorry. When I say painted, I mean he designed it in Photoshop and then it made it onto an actual NASCAR. Yeah.
All good. Still impressive, nonetheless, that they put it on a car, right? Like obviously, dude's got crazy talent.
It's so neat to see it because I've seen it in the game because it exists in the game, and then to see the real picture
amazing. And maybe he is. Maybe he's good at painting too. I'm like, oh man, he could actually. When you said paint, I had it in my head like that. But.
Sorry, when I say paint, I mean
I know. I understand what you're saying. It's all good. We have these little mix-ups here to keep you entertained.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's see, I just changed the display at the top there to show the interval between the cars.
Right.
So because there's the interval, 23. There's the fastest lap, and then there's the lap info for each individual car that I'm on. So that's Rodney's lap info. It just changes. I'll leave it. The interval from the leader. So all the way back to 16th is 1 second. The entire field is less than 8 seconds from the leader. It's showing Nate Balser in the 079 15 laps down. Is Nate still racing? No. Thanks to Burnt Screwdrivers Raceway for allowing us to use your track.
Yeah, absolutely.
the secondary camera options I have, Alex Moe right there in the 48 hanging out in the back. He's pretty high up in the standings.
Good to see he's still in it.
Yep. Currently running in 29th. There's still about 20 laps to go here, so lots of time.
Exactly. Well, there's so much could happen. It's been
Javier
reasonably clean race,
Negron in
which
the
is good.
4. Sorry?
Right? Not too many yellows tonight, which is nice to see.
Yeah, a couple. There's usually about there's usually about 5 or so. And it's a 66 lap race. That's not too bad.
No, but yeah, the first, almost to the pits, right? Without a yellow. That was going so smooth, right? Till what, 18, 19, whatever it was? Almost.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite a pit stop, but yeah, no, it's been
Currently focused on Brian Wolf in the 29, following Doug Hewlick and Billy Ellisar. Getting passed by the gravedigger himself, number 4, Javier Negron.
Yep.
I painted that car and realized now it looks like a marijuana leaf on the hood.
Smoke them if you got them.
I guess so. I did total fluke, but you know what? There it is. High contrast paints over here, BlaneDonlan.com. That's not a real website. Bobby Farrell.
But it could be.
It might be. Oh, there's 2 cars I painted. The 510 of Stephen Brandstetter and the 029 of Mike Mangialardi.
Nice.
Stephen's been running that since season 1.
Color scheme. Well, you know what? If you get something that's good, why change it, right?
Mm-hmm. And if you want a new one, all you gotta do is ask. And all I'll do is just change the blue to green.
It's that easy.
It's that easy. It's
right?
like, oh, you already got the car done. I'm like, yeah. I could update it. I wonder if same scheme, but like change it a little bit. I've done that too. Kind of take it back to the drawing board and just kind of pump it up a bit.
Can we get one that's fully chrome?
Probably. In iRacing, you can actually do chrome, which is cool.
Oh, okay. Just like a mirrored surface all over. My trick is to blind everybody and fool them into not seeing me on the track.
You can control, when you paint a car in iRacing, in this game you just paint the car and put it on the car. In iRacing, you paint it and put it on the car, but then if you supply it with I think there's like an alpha layer, and you can like, depending on how vibrant your pinks and greens are, you can lay that on the car. Like it takes 2 files. So there's like a transparent,
like a metallic flake.
Yeah, so like you can control the matte. Oh, we got yellow. You can control the matte or how matted or how chrome it is on your transparency layer. So it's pretty neat. Where it could be you could just be driving like a chrome cue ball all day, or you could be driving something so matted that it looks like a carpet. It's pretty cool. I'm trying to get an angle here so I can see the lights.
Mm-hmm.
We got lights here somewhere. Oh, thank you. My cat just brought me a whiskey.
There.
I think, or the wife brought me the whiskey and the cat was behind her.
Leave the cat in here.
The cat's just there to take credit for it.
That's the cat that eats all the wires.
If he can help you, he'd be quicker.
Oh, yeah. He'd be brutal.
He'd learn to multitask.
He actually ate my mouse the one time. My computer mouse.
Right? That's the wrong one, cat.
Yeah, come on, cat.
You had one job to do.
Yeah.
It seems you misunderstood me terribly. All right.
So the the 08. The O and the 3. Pat Bakarski and Gary Heiser seem to have gotten into something here in replay mode. So everybody, change that on-screen graphic. Get you a better camera angle. Pat Bakarski coming out of the tri-oval here, and Gary Heiser right next to him. Oh, lickety split style. Gary's got the angle, and Pat tried to take it back, but didn't have enough room to do so. And he's all by himself. And we're going to need some driver's side repairs done to the old one-eyed, one-horned, giant purple people eater. Am I right on that one?
I believe it is a flying purple people eater.
Was it flying purple people eater?
One eye, one horn. flying purple people eater. I'm gonna look it up, but that's my money's on flying.
I haven't been 4 years old in a long time, so I can't remember all the funny songs from the yesterdays.
Like the Witch Doctor.
Yeah.
Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah.
Basically
All the
everything
classics.
Alvin and the Chipmunks did.
Right? I want making music would have been pretty easy back then. You could just do a whole bunch of gibberish. Bang on some noise like ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Come on.
We're going to follow Pat on the funky camera angle here to see how well his pit crew can fix this damage. Now that we got, we're in replay mode, so I can use all these camera angles with the drone. Mm-hmm. So he's a lap down, so everybody gets to go in the pits first. Pat will go around and go in and see if we can get that damage fixed up. And with this drone camera in replay mode, I should try to, you know what though? I could probably run this live. I don't know if it works in live race. I know it works in replay, but if we rewind, rewind it, technically it's in a replay, so I don't know if free cam actually works. Let's see how good they can fix this damage. Poof, there it is.
Just like that.
I love it.
Insta fix.
Yep. Pat McCarskey, good as new. Had a back out on the track here at the start of lap number 51. This is going to be a sprint to the finish. Currently billing, let's see. A good car to get on is probably the 88 because he's always seems to be in that top 10 this evening. Got Grant. Well, we have Grant Wesley right here, actually. Hey, Grant, how you doing? Oh, hey, not bad, Blaine. How are you? Is that a good Grant Wesley impression? Is my mic on?
I thought he was right in here.
Oh, man,
Sorry.
I could have sworn.
You telling me he wasn't on the line?
No, it was me, bro. It's pretty good.
I could have swore. I thought it was darn good. Yeah, me fooled.
Everybody's impression of anybody else is like, you want to hear my impression of Krusty the Clown? Hey, guys, my name's Krusty the Clown. It doesn't count.
Hey. Exactly. Yeah. For the life of me, I could never ever do like a Homer Simpson. I never ever met anyone that could do like an honest to goodness, like a good version.
I was watching a
There's some
thing.
close ones.
I think I sent it to you. Some podcast these guys were talking about some stuff, and then dude breaks into a Macho Man Randy Savage impression.
That was friggin' hilarious.
I think I sent you that on Instagram. I'm like, what? Like I've heard people.
He was,
oh yeah,
over
brother,
the top,
that's
like,
what's gonna happen.
just like his...
We're gonna go up, we're gonna come down. Like people just do that all the time because that's how he used to. That's how he talks, but it's not how he sounds. This dude like sounded just like him. It was so funny. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
heck?
the
I've
great
never
big
heard...
gasps and like the pained noises.
Oh yeah, all the things. Sometimes people do impressions of people and they're really funny, but then other guys hit such a home run and you're like, wow, I never even realized everybody else was doing it wrong.
Exactly, till you were showing the light. Here, this guy, watch him.
So here we are. Lights are off on the pace car. We are going to be at the start of lap number 53. So everybody will be good to go on fuel. Nobody will be pitting ever again tonight. Pat McCarskey, as we saw on the instant replay machine, got the damage completely, totally fixed from his little driver's side swat on the wall there. And I blame that little red truck at the top of that hill in the background. That is the Rodney Sullivan's party bus.
That's right. That's where all the shenanigans are afoot. That's where all the empties get chucked down in the corner.
Yeah. Did we have a camera on the back straight? Yes, we do. Where was the Rodney Sullivan's party bus? It's over here. Hey, look, Tarnation TV.
Brought to you by
John Godfrey, Black Rifle Coffee, Coca-Cola. The Rodney Sullivan's party bus is right there.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's we're going to go Rodney Sullivan's party bus cam. And we'll lock her down right about there. I put it in slow motion so they didn't get to the start.
That's good.
Because we got to pay attention now. We're down into the last, what is it, 16
13?
laps or so? Yeah. 52 of 66, 53 of 66. We will be going green. Pitting is not necessary. Race number 5 of the Shake and Bake. If you want to check us out on the internet machine on youtube.com/Tarnation TV TURBO, it's a lot of fun. No language barriers over there. Brad usually rides alongside of me, and we shoot the breeze, as they say, from the cockpit of the trucks or the Aero 88 series on Monday here at Talladega Nights. So check it out if you dig what we do, and we don't follow any kind of professionalism on Tarnation TV Turbo. So you've been forewarned.
Exactly.
Oh, little tire spin.
Bring your pearls. If only to clutch them.
It's like, oh my goodness.
My words.
Think of the children. We do on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
But on Tarnation TV Turbo, not so much.
Exactly. Go to bed, kids. This ain't your granddad's racing channel.
Nah. Grant Wesley off to a great launch there. Rodney Sully, he's got good company behind him.
Right.
As he has all night long.
Third line foreman at the top.
I do not have the export from this race for the final result, so I do not know how many laps Grant led, but I would say he'd get the bonus points for leading the most. So
I would think so. That orange nose has been out front for the bulk of it, right? Again.
We are looking at 3 wide again. Back it up. Back here. I'll put everybody in the screen here if I can.
This is where things always get dicey for me.
Mm-hmm.
You're just looking at everyone's floating, everyone's wiggling, and
Brandstetter gets around. That won't be a yellow flag, I don't believe.
No,
because those cars went. Nope, it is. I see the lights flashing.
Was there somebody get caught up in the mayhem behind it?
It's possible. We're going to go check it out.
Or maybe they were on the track for too long.
It's possible, yeah, because if you get in the way of someone, and that's probably what it was, the yellow probably came out when unfortunately, Andrew again got caught up in something there. Every time he comes here to Talladega, it's just a little bit of a slide job from Branstetter from the bottom, came up and rubbed the 63 and then just tagged Andrew. Yeah, there the yellow comes out there now. You can see the yellow.
Oh, so it wasn't...
Yeah. So if I back that up to a different car and get in their cockpit, you'll be able to see this green light up here will change to yellow right there. So, and I didn't think that would be a yellow because his rears are still on the track.
But I guess just when it goes yellow here, he's still... Yeah. His rears were still on that over the line, I think.
The game is probably looking at it like, okay, the Yeti car right there, that blue Toyota of Doug Hulick in front, it's a hazard. So they pulled the yellow out, even though we didn't hit him. So
unfortunate.
Yeah.
But luckily there was no major damage. Get everyone back in, and still won't be a race back yet because 12 laps.
Yep, 1 lap shy of being a race back. Alex Moe, Keith Bynum in the 63, Brian Wolf, Mark Paglia. Jeff Goodpasser in the 33 made it out again this week.
Nice. He's not been here for a while? Was new to the league?
I know the name. And he just started racing here at Shake and Bake a few weeks back. So I don't believe he's made every race of season 3, but he has made a good chunk of them. So. Oh,
that's awesome.
This is a melting pot for a bunch of different leagues. I cannot remember what league Goodpasser races in. But on Saturdays, a lot of leagues only operate. Well, a lot of the big leagues, they sort of find the gaps of the other leagues. Like, oh, these guys don't race on Tuesdays. We should race on Tuesdays. These guys don't race on Saturdays, so they come here to race here. Because their own league doesn't race on Saturdays, right?
Fair enough,
a lot of leagues don't race on Saturdays.
You don't roll on the Sabbath.
Yes, we don't roll on the Sabbath. Man, I haven't watched that movie in a while. This is what it feels like to find a stranger in the Alps. And on Tarnation TV Turbo, we'll give you the real line. The great thing about that movie, though, too, is when they went and did the ADR, they actually had them on the fly replace all the swear words. So it's actually worth watching the censored version of The Big Lebowski just to hear what they came up with on the fly to make it PG.
You need a toe? I can get you a flippin' toe.
Yeah. Shut the front door, all that kind of stuff. But they came up with some great, like this is what it feels like to find a stranger in the Alps. I laughed harder at that line than the real line because it's so. And John Goodman would have come up with that on the spot,
right?
Because they were
Just
in there
say something
riffing.
that's
Like, we did something for PG version voice, and then they just okay. I saw that in a sit down they had with like 60 Minutes. They had Jeff Bridges. They had the dude Walter
Oh, that's
and
the one on
Donnie.
YouTube where they're all sitting in like a little booth in a restaurant.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've watched that one too. That was
it was
I think
great.
it's
Great little behind the scenes
Right.
stuff on like the 30th anniversary or something of the movie. It's The Big Lebowski. Sam Elliott just chilling at the bar narrating the whole thing. Like, why not, right?
Sam Elliott's a cool dude. Yeah.
The dude abides. Built Ford Tough. Or Ram.
Yeah, exactly.
What does he?
It's-
What does he do? Is it Ford or Dodge?
I'm not sure.
Dodge Ram. I can't remember which
make
commercial he does.
Make a point of mine to watch as few commercials as possible. Like,
Yeah.
I'll skip ads on YouTube, and I don't have cable, so there's like a handful of things that I just want. I'm like, just no more commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Radio's bad enough. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
no,
true.
I'm sure like he's got the voice that could do any one of those.
It was one or the other. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, Sam Elliott's the best.
See, the problem with your truck is
The dude
it's a car.
abides. Yeah, this truck here is electric, so I didn't buy it. We like to burn fossil fuel.
Plug in my
Dodge.
truck. What are you, high?
Yeah. Plug my truck into what?
Yeah.
I'll plug my
Plug it into
trailer
some-
hitch into a trailer and pull
I'm
another
gonna plug it into
truck.
some nitros. I'm gonna plug it into some NOS, like on the number 88. Oh, that's a segue.
This segment brought to you in part by NOS Energy Drink, Dodge Challenger.
Rondo.
Well, we got one more lap to go here, so let's go through the field, shall we? Grant Wesley, Rodney Sellens. I guess I can pull their names up too. Whoops. Jelliot, Greg Palma. Jelliot again. That's not. Oh, I keep thinking the Mountain Dew car is Jeffrey Elliott. That's Ken Roberts. Greg Palmer, Jeffrey Elliott, Larry Wyndham, Bob Dixon, Greg Lovell, Brian Lovell, Craig Lovell, BSR Hardy, Danny Lovell, Dan Lovell, Gary Lovell, Jeff Goodpaster, Mark Lovell, Brian Wolf, Keith Bynum, Alex Lovell, Josh Tu, Doug Hulick, Randy Waugh, Javier Lovell, Ulysses Sandoval, Bobby Farrow, Mike Mangialardi Lovell, Pat McCarsky, Pat Huntsberry, Gary Heiser, Tom Dixon, Bob Sire Lovell, Billy Elliser, and Andrew Miller still in the race.
It sounds very much like a family affair on the racetrack tonight.
It is.
There's a lot of cousins. Second
Cousins, brothers,
thirds.
kids, yeah,
It's a big
grandparents.
racing league. It's good to get the whole family together.
Yep. One big happy family here at Talladega Nights.
You
Tune in
can't
next
do your
week.
racing until you finish your homework.
Right.
Finish your homework so we can start racing.
You can't have any cake if you don't eat your meat. Pudding. Wow.
But
Pudding. How did I mess that up? You can't have any pudding if you don't eat your meat. Holy moly. Sorry, 60-year-old song. I forgot what it was.
all right, lap 57, and this pace car about to head off.
Negative.
We're definitely under.
Yep, we're still flashing lights, so we can speed this around.
Yeah, see what's happening here.
Lights are on, and they will go off right there, I bet. Yes, they are. So we will be going green at lap 59 of 66. So it'll be a good old 6-7 lap shootout to the end.
Oh, no.
I'm not even going to go
happened
bother
there?
with that one. They didn't pull the
No.
yellow back out, so we'll be okay. Sometimes they'll re-rack them.
Why? See, that boggles my mind that wouldn't have been a yellow.
It should have been an extra lap.
Everybody,
The crew chief will go, we're one more. We had to add a lap to the yellow. We're going one more time around. Like they'll actually do that, but for some reason they didn't do it there. I don't know. It's
compared to
random.
the first one, or the last yellow that we saw, where they were barely on the track, and then that one where, several cars, at least 4 cars by my look at, spun out. And anyways, listen to you sipping on that whiskey. You got
It's
some
good
whiskey
stuff,
there?
man. Yeah, man. Local distillery
What is
up
that
there,
one?
Perth, Ontario. It's just from
it's a
Top
local-
Shelf. Yep.
Local
A little
breweries.
place called Top
Or
Shelf
distillery, I guess.
Distilleries.
Sorry, that's
yeah. If you order more than $50 worth on the internet machine, they will send it to you domestically anywhere in Canada free of charge, no shipping.
I didn't think you could ship
Loomis.
alcohol.
They'll ship it with Loomis.
Huh.
And you have to be home to sign for it. Otherwise, you better know where your local Loomis facility is because you're going to have to go pick it up. Or just come over. I'll give you a glass.
That's crazy. That seems like that'd be, probably be cheaper. $800 ticket.
Jump on a plane, yeah. The big push there for the 55 on the 88, snugging right up along Grant Wesley's rear bumper. You want to see how close they are?
There's no room there.
Just a little, we'll go for a lap here with Grant looking off the rear bumper camera. It's just to show you how close these guys actually get to each other. The push from Jeff pushes Roberts right into that car. And and this is basically the front bumper camera on the Roberts machine.
That's all you're seeing.
Yeah. And as a driver, a couple rows back, riding with Sullins on board right now in the cockpit cam.
Oh, you're trying to get around them?
Yeah, look at the review mirror too up there. Yellow flag is out again. Oh, man. We jinxed it by saying we were rolling good with the yellows and we had 3 quick ones.
So is it not a race back then?
It looks like it actually, the pace car picked them up. So because the yellow, well, there's our flag stand right there. Because, see, the yellow comes out and then they cross the line.
Mm-hmm.
So the yellow flag picks them up. That was the race back right there. So the yellow flag came out in turn, I would imagine, it looked like it probably came out in turn 3. We'll back that up and see what's going on. Oh, yeah, big wreck coming out of turn 4 there. Mark got turned off the high line, right down in front of the middle cars. Their roof flaps do their job. And as you can see there, Randy Wong wants none of that. He's like, I'm leaving. So he just drove away.
Tags the 23, who was almost out of the way.
23 is on his door.
23 was, look how close he was to almost not being part of that.
Yeah.
I just saw, just going sideways.
Going cockpit view with the 23 Doug Hewlett. Where do you go, right?
Oh, no, he gets tapped and...
He's doing the door slide the whole way out of the turn.
Wheels down. Wheels down. Oh, hey, how about that?
Hard on the brakes, downshifting, throttle. He really had control of that thing. He didn't really get much damage.
And
he got some side damage.
Yeah.
Oh, he retired. He retired. So when he's on his door, that's going to be... Going to move on over here.
Follow just a little bit here. Watch, he almost got away from it. But it, obviously, could have, would have, but...
Put it in slow motion here.
Right
he did
there.
almost, yeah.
Oh.
Just a tap. But that's not a tap.
right?
Just a tag
that
right
last-
in that rear, yeah.
That last one was where he... Oh, snap. So I thought maybe he would have been still giving it a go, like, at that point.
Yeah, he could have still done it. I mean, he didn't. He could have still raced
Oh, man,
it to
there's
the end.
so much more chaos up the track, too.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. There's just, like, people skidding out all the way down there, even well after that.
Yeah, this is... Oh, we're on no vehicle. There we go. So that is now lap number 61. And with no cars, so there is one car a lap down. So this might be... It'll go green again.
And then, how many have we lost from the start of the race? Besides,
We
obviously
have
just
lost. It looks like Nate is out and the 23 just retired. So just 2. Unless the 03 is gone. Let me check to see if the 03 is still in of BSR Hardy. Yeah, BSR D Hardy is gone as well. And the 67, I believe, is probably still running. Yeah. So 3 of the 36 have been forced to retire.
Considering the wipeouts that we've seen, that's not too bad.
No. Currently in first.
I would have figured it would have been a higher number than that.
Yeah, there's been some crazy wrecks, but then we've also been able to, with our specialized drone cam, brought to you in part by, I don't know, let's roll the dice here. Brought to you in part by STP. The drone cam brought to you in part by STP. We've been able to see the damage repairs on select cars actually, which looked like, to some of the guys, like catastrophic damage, but actually, you know, pounding those dents out, ripping those bumpers off, keeping these guys going. So the yellow lights on, or the flashing lights on top of the pace car are out, which means that car will get out of the way. We will go green at 65, white at 66, checkered at the end of 66. So green, white, checkered finish. And here comes the green. And then we will take the white, and then we will see who takes the checkered. Some fairly decent accidents. Only 3 drivers were forced to retire this evening.
Pretty clean for
Yeah.
considering, especially the last wreck there. I thought there would have been a couple people out of that one, but
Yeah.
lots of smoke and thankfully not a ton of damage.
So
All
there
right,
is the
they're already
green
in
at the
third
start
line.
of 65. Yeah, that didn't take long, eh?
No, we're going to see you guys later. But that didn't pan out either, so they're back to 2.
Yeah, they settled right back in again.
Yeah. We tried something, it didn't work.
You gotta
solid.
save that move to the last lap. It's all about timing, you know, because we've seen it before. You can get a sick run on that first place car, but you really got to do it here. So when you come out of turn 3 and 4 into the tri-oval, you got that steam. Grant Wesley moving down to that inside line. He's gonna protect that yellow line on the bottom.
I would
Ronnie
think so.
Sellens. Big push. Oh, and away we go. White flag is in the air, and every single car on planet Earth, except for the first about 4, 5, or 6.
It's going to be... Oh, okay, well, what do you think? 2 on the top with a bigger push? But no, can they split it off into 2?
Yellow's out. They're still getting up to speed, but it looks like they're yielding.
Yeah, were they...
I don't know if this is what I was having a pre-race chit-chat with Jeffrey Elliott, the owner here at Talladega Nights, about this finish, because of where the accident happened. We're going to go back and look at it. It looks like Rodney may be deemed the winner I think we came back around to where the... Okay, so at the line, it's Rodney. But I believe they actually build this as Grant.
Oh.
Yeah, because the way that we'll do Grant's little checker flag thing. The way that it because that accident happened at the line, I believe the front 4 cars had already crossed the line when the yellow came out, which then traps the rest of the field behind the pace car. So
Talladega is this those final 4 for the race? Or were they still under the pace car? Because the yellow was up, they couldn't race back, but they kind of did? That's the part that I was kind of mixed up on.
Right. So what it is, race winner, Grant Wesley, because Grant won the first race, Roberts won the next 3, and then Grant won this one. So we will go into replay mode here. So there is... Crap. Wow, yeah, okay. So that accident is wild. So when Jeffrey was saying because of where the accident happened, it would be a race back situation, but you've got... I think I have a camera right on the line, don't I? I put one of those funny cameras right on the line. Oh, wow. See, okay, so now with drone cam, we can actually get an angle on the lights to see when the lights actually come out. So the white flag is up in the air. So right there is the yellow. When the lights go dark, right? It's a solid green. When they go dark is when yellow comes out. Right there. So those cars...
Get the drone.
So those cars from Goodpaster, who is right there on the line in the 33, a forward would have been in a race back situation. All the cars that are in front of that line right there would have been in a race back situation. From Randy Waugh
were
in the 21.
Uncertain about it.
I think the ruling is...
it looked like they were kind of hesitating, right?
Right. Because the 21 and everybody behind the 21 right here would have been trapped by the pace car, because that's when the lights on the pace car will also come out. So the lights on the pace car turn on.
I guess the thing at that point is, would you think
we can see that
they would have even had time to notice that yellow turn?
Well, that's such a weird thing to happen because it happens so close to the line. The question is who was over the line and who was behind the line.
But I'm saying in that situation, if I'm number 21 and if I don't, I'm probably going to even say, I'm going to claim at that speed, I did not see the light change in that time.
You can't see the flag. And look at this though. Check this angle out, right? So in this view, I can see the flag stand, right? The lights under the flag stand are green. You've got the pace car's lights, and you also have this ambulance. So check this out. I think the ambulance is first. See, so the ambulance lights come on right there. Right when the greens go out.
Yep.
So
instant.
Okay, so now we're fine-tuning it even more. We're fine-tuning it even more. Yeah.
Or lady, for that matter, too. We're very inclusive here.
So it looks like Lovell is in a raceback situation where Goodpaster is not. He would have to stay behind the pace car. But they're all still moving at like 200 miles an hour.
Right?
Right? So it's that close where Greg doesn't have the yellow, but Goodpaster does. Because when you're looking at the lights on the ambulance and the lights on the flag stand come on right there. So then you've got this crazy situation of like,
dude.
Wow, Larry Wyndham went for a ride. Holy crap. Did you see that green 09?
No, man, I'm gonna have to watch it again. There's so many things to watch there.
Let's see that again at this replay. Left of your screen. I'll get it in slow-mo here for you. I'll zoom in on them because it's going to be glorious. Yeah. He's going to have a sore, he's going to be sore. His whole body is sore. Bob Dixon might also be sore. Everybody is sore.
Some doing the endo, some flips, Batman in the mix there.
Yeah, man. It's a scrap heap down there. So league administration made the call that at the time of yellow, so that's, I believe, how we're going to do this one more time at the line, because we're just doing like line. We're studying this line because this is crazy that that happened. So this is why Wesley wins, because he's the first one over the line.
Oh, because that... No, that's not race back yet, though, hey? That's the part that I'm...
Yeah, right? So, okay, so I guess if they're saying the pointy yellow...
These guys are well past the pointy yellow.
That right there. That's the pointy yellow.
Yeah.
And Grant's still in first. So that's what they're calling
I guess it doesn't change anything. What was the actual... Because they were racing hard to the end. Did we actually get a view of... We want to go one more lap forward from this? I was just curious to see who finished like the race, because that was the part that was weird, because it looked like they were kind of like...
Right, so you want me to get on, like, stick to Grant Wesley here and
just stick to the front of the front four. I just wanted to see, like, because so they don't know what's going on. They obviously, I mean, they can see behind them smoke everywhere.
Right, and this is good. This is cool that we're in replay because we can see their speed, right? So they're still doing 193, 192 into the corner, which is totally fine. They're still racing at full throttle.
Here I'm thinking, this is the race back part. This is what I want to see. I want to see the shootout amongst these guys. Who can do what? All right. Here they are, splitting into two. All right, going to get a better chance to see.
Mm-hmm. So I believe, yeah, you're right. During the race, they thought it was a race back.
That's what I'm thinking, because, and again, I'm super ignorant to racing, so I'm not sure what it is. I'm thinking these guys, that's what I'm...
To me, I mean, Solid's got a case.
He moves down to that lower line. He's like, heck yeah, I got this spot here. Now the other guys are coming up on a push, so I don't know if he's going to have any chance there. Not here.
Solid's.
Oh, okay. And he just had him. Like, he didn't... that was awesome. That was a fantastic race. In my humble know-nothing NASCAR opinion,
and there's your interval.
Should be hands down. That should be his race. You can fight me if you want. You can fly all the way up here to Canada. You could fight me.
Yeah, you can go fight Brad
behind the shed, and I'll get the rubber hose.
You still on 112 Mill Street East out there in Kelowna?
I moved to 123 Fake Street, Surrey.
Oh, in Surrey. Okay, I thought you were still in Mill Street in Kelowna.
No. But I could be. I'm all over the place. No, I don't know. I don't know enough about nothing to see it. But I'm saying based on the knowledge that I know, if someone said, here, you have to call this race for what happened.
Right.
From everything I've learned that in my 12 weeks of racing is that after that yellow, it's a race back scenario, especially in the last 10, especially in the last on the checkered flag. And
because technically, we saw in that replay that Goodpaster had the pace car and Lovell would have been involved in the race back. And that's the checkered flag. But league offices decided to freeze the field at the pointy yellow, so right where we found it.
And like I say, and maybe there's a reason to that too. Like I say, I'm not privy to. I'm literally in the infancy of understanding half the stuff. And
I had a conversation with Jeff about it. He filled me in because he knew we would be doing this rerun. And because of league rules, and the league rule is within 10, you race back.
Yep.
So that should have been the finish. However, because of this catastrophic wreck,
Yep.
it just turns out to be like everybody, you don't know exactly which cars are involved in the race back. So every single car is going to be racing back. And then, so they're
in that instance,
right?
Yeah,
so
right?
they're all thinking and go for it because the yellow, and you can't tell. You know, when even these guys in the back don't know if the yellow got them or not. So they're all still racing and they're all driving into each other. So these are all 1 lap penalties right here, right? Like if you can't get woed up, or it's the last lap, race back on the last lap, you're not going to use the brakes.
No.
So then again, administration, there's like 7 admins that got to scrape through these replays and try to figure out who is recklessly driving through this, trying to gain positions, and ended up basically taking out more cars. They went,
right.
You know what? Let's go back to when the yellow comes out, like when the lights on that ambulance come on. When those green lights go out and the ambulance lights come on, pause it, and then.
That's fair. No, absolutely fair. Like I say, for me, I'm basing it off of what I've learned, but of course there's circumstances being extenuating, I guess, because I can't fault any driver unless you're maybe at the back of the pack. Then probably they saw the yellow.
So yeah, this is what they would have done. They would have gone in a replay till that first white light comes on the ambulance.
Okay, so I'm saying at that point now,
that's your finish.
Anybody from I would say anybody from the red yellow car back at that point is going to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And
right, they would have the flag won't come up, but the lights change color.
The lights will change color, or at the very least, the last 5 or 6. I mean, but yeah, like you say, how could you?
So fast, and
I don't know how you could ever.
Hectic.
I'm guessing they must have based it off of like a precedent set before off of other NASCAR races. I'm guessing. Right. Would that be like something that would have happened? Because sometimes, like, how could you prove no different in a real race, right? How could you prove that which drivers knew, which didn't, unless it was blatantly obvious?
So this ended up being it then. If this is the point where the light came on, this is your final order: Wesley, Sullins, Jeffrey, Ken, Brian, Bob, Greg, Denny, Craig, Brian, Larry, Pace Car, Josh 2, Dan Lovell, Good Pastor, Wah, Mo, Sandoval, Mangialardi, Ellisirk, Huntsbury, Miller, Dixon, Mingus, Farrell, Heiser, Sire, Ranstetter, McCarskey, Oaks, Negron, Bynum, and Paglia. That's how that race finished.
Dang. And either way, fantastic racing.
It was. I mean, and
that
what a
last
wild
lap
wreck. I told Jeff we were getting ready to do what we do right here and run the race down for the guys, so we don't have any gaps on the playlist on the YouTube channel. And he goes, "I got to talk to you just as the finish." I went, "Oh, okay," because I don't watch it, but I did. I knew how this race ended because he needed to fill me in on how to present this to the YouTube channel because
all fair. I honestly, it's as well because I would have I would have called it.
We would be going in blind. This is where I would have called it too.
Even still, I mean, like I say, there's obviously the reasons for it, but I'm still glad this happened because this was probably one of the most exciting final laps I've seen in my broadcasting career, and that's not even like being over the top. Like I'm just saying, like, and so much as it's a career. Thank you for obliging old man's fantasies. But just as it is, I'm like, okay, this is cool. Look and see what's happening, and then they just start getting into it, splitting into two, and he finds that bottom line. I'm like, oh smokes, he's got a chance. Man. Like
it was 0.2 on the readout here.
Like right here at that moment, I'm like, oh, he's gonna get him. Maybe he's just got that little bit of inside track advantage where it's just that little bit of shorter.
Yeah, I don't know. And he almost had him. That's the thing.
Fantastic. No matter what, I mean, obviously, if it comes down to like the final, the winner of the race, and it's like because of this, then I'll be like, okay, yeah, you know what, he deserves.
And do you think you have you think you have the rule book written, and they got a pretty hefty rule book, and there's a simplified version of it on the website. You can find in the description below. There is a rule book on the website, but it's like the simplified version, because like the legitimate crazy version, nobody wants to read all that stuff. And you're never really going to need it. But this might have to be added to it, because like, how do you can't tell people to race back through a wreck of 35 cars. It's just going to become a demolition derby. And then what do you do? It just leads to a bunch of angry guys.
What kind of rule could you come up with that would even... Okay, so if there's a yellow and you're kind of near the finish line and things are getting upside down, race back, but only if you're really, really sure that you didn't see the yellow,
and if you got half a dozen,
line.
If you ordered half a dozen McNuggets and only got 5, then we go to the replay. But thank you, Greg, for sending us the replay, and
absolutely, thanks.
This is a lot of fun, man. I love anything can happen in this type of stuff, and it's crazy how we've been doing this a while, and this has never happened. No. So
tensions are high.
36. What is it? 36 drivers?
Higher.
36 drivers.
This is some. This be some. No, we have some conflict. We have some drama.
And I'm thinking
this will carry well into next Saturday. Our ratings will take. You can put a hashtag. Tumultuous finishes.
Right.
Spice it up a little bit, Don. Then dress it up and make it sell. What do they sell? Smut sells. So get on the advertising.
And I'm digging the free cam. So I'm kind of curious. This tool I'm using right now to spin around the Wesley mobile.
Yep.
I'm wondering if this actually works in a live setup, because it only works in replay mode. But I wonder in a live race, if we pause it, it's no longer live. So
if you replay it.
Yeah. And this could come in handy.
Is what the French call le game changer. Yeah,
like, being able to put the camera anywhere you want. We're watching how they deal with damage. We can go up and see the Rowdy Rodney fans in turn 2.
Party bus.
Yep.
Right there, throwing banana peels on the track.
We can put this drone.
Take that, you lousy good for nothing bums.
Yeah. We put this camera wherever we want. We can spin it upside down.
Oh, it's like Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. No big deal. Don't get dizzy. It's fine.
Show off.
It's just...
This is why you shouldn't be drinking whiskey and flying the drone.
This could be really fun, and I don't know if it works in live race, so I'm thinking, hey, tune in Saturday. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to fire up free cam in live mode and see when we are in replay mode if we can actually use this thing, because this thing would be really neat in a lot of situations where you can't really see certain angles. And maybe...
Yeah, you can put us up in the nosebleeds.
You can do whatever you want. You can go way up here, man. And thank you for watching Talladega Nights. Get that. Oh, don't do that. We're going to get sued.
Oh.
Fox is on the phone right now. Did we hear you do our thing? Yes.
Was that what that was? Yeah, I knew it. Something like that.
Something like that.
Oops.
Probably football. Whoa, there's parallaxing. You're not supposed to be up here. But yeah, it's a neat little tool. I use this to create all the screens, that you see like this. Brad can't see that, but that's the tool I use, and I'm kind of curious. Maybe we can make it work in a live broadcast. We'll try that out this Saturday. If you want to tune in. Tarnation TV on the YouTube machine.
There we go. This is where I would sit.
I would sit here, and I would get my binoculars, and I would try to find that gosh darn Rodney Sullins party bus.
He's always up to something there.
Shenanigans. Up to no good.
That van's just rocking there. He's got the bass cranked up.
Yeah. Guaranteed it's Iron Maiden or Clutch or just good old rock and roll. But yeah, that's the race. thanks for joining me, man. That was fun.
Awesome, bud.
Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. If you did, you can subscribe to it if you like. And like I said, join us again on Saturday where we give our new drone camera a test run, and maybe it'll crash the game, and that'll be highly unprofessional. But hey, we got to try it somewhere, so
Right?
well, let's try it.
Never a better time than live.
We're going to do it live, and we're going to do it early, so that way if there is an issue with it, we can basically stop using it and get back to normal broadcasting situations. But yeah, if you are watching, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed Brad and I's fun little replay of the Shake and Bake Season 3 race number 5.
Sounds right.
Oh, you know what?
But I haven't been keeping track.
This, which you cannot see unless I do this.
That's all right.
The stats for this evening. Let's see here. After 5 races, the official results. I couldn't show this at the start, obviously, because the race was not completed. So the drivers in green are qualified, as of right now anyway, they are qualified for the race. The playoffs, the last 2 races will, of course, be the playoff races, race number 9 and 10. So we run 8 for points. Whoever is green gets in. Could be 11, could be 12, really. I mean, if there's ties, you're going to get in. Because if there's a 3-way tie for 10th, those 13 drivers, I think, will race. I believe that's how it would work. But right now, as you can see, Ken Roberts, Greg Lovell, Kelly Cossey, Alex Moe, Mark Paglia, Craig Hagley, Brian Lovell, Jeffrey Elliott, Grant Wesley, and Brian Wolf. Not far out of that bubble, Larry Wyndham, Billy Ellisor, Bob Dixon, Greg Palmer, Nate Balser. Everybody's got a shot, man. Right down that list. Let's see. Ken Roberts is dominating, obviously, with 847 points. The closest one to him, Greg, in second place with 669. It's a wild season Ken Roberts has had.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's crazy. He's 200 points ahead.
Right. That's a hefty lead. I'd say there's an element of luck to it, but of course that would be taking away too much of it. He's a heck of a driver, so he's been having great seasons, some wins, some top 3 finishes.
The first 5 races. The first race was run by the 88. The 55 won the next 3, and then the 88 won the one we just watched. So
yeah, so
think of that too. There's been 5 races. There's only been 2 winners.
I like his strategy is stay at the front and stay out of the wrecks. That's you know what? There's something to that too.
Yeah,
get out in front, stay there.
Yeah, I like being in the back so you can react to the wrecks. But yeah, if you're in the front, you don't need to react to them.
Nope, you just gotta.
But you gotta know
perfect lines
right
every lap for 60 laps.
You do need to know how to stay up front. It's not easy to do, especially with as you can see there, that roster stuffed right to the brim with talent from all different leagues around the NASCAR Racing 2003 communities. So we thank, of course, all the drivers for coming out and making this an amazingly fun way to spend a Saturday evening. And, of course, to Jeffrey Elliott for putting this together, Donnie Elliott. Who else is in there? All the admins, drivers, everybody involved. Craig Hagley, of course, for the renders you're looking at right now. They're cycling across the screen, our art department. And everybody else involved, thank you very much. I guess if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. And remember, we're pulling for you. We're all on this together. Keep your shtick on the ice.
And
it's going to be good, I can tell.
Probably. Yeah, no, it was going to be real good. And then I'm like, nah, that's not. This isn't turbo.
Don't
real advice in it.
This is not Tarnation TV Turbo. This is not going to be the blue version of the outro.
Make sure to always clean out your lint dryer trap, because chances are your good for nothing kids forget to sometimes.